You know what's coming up soon, Niran? Christmas, isn't it?
It is.
And I think the people watching should treat themselves, whether it's their own or whether it's theirs of someone they love.
Yes, I think they should.
Bit down below, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You've got to treat yourself at Christmas as well, right?
It's
as well as treating
important
everyone else.
to keep the garden clean.
The garden. Yeah.
So what should they do now? What do you think the people should purchase from maybe today's video sponsor, Manscaped?
Well, I think obviously the viewers should go over to manscaped.com and invest in a lawnmower 4.0 to make sure that little drummer down there is kept in spick and span condition.
Oof, blimey. And you know what they can do? I think if you use the code last lap, you might get 20% off.
20 whole percentages off.
I can count to 20. Like it's such a good deal, right?
Yeah.
And it's got a little light on it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
If you check, like it's actually sick.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's waterproof now as well.
Bruv, it makes it like shower. You could if
shave
you
in the
shower in the
shower.
dark.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Not that I've tried. Maybe I should try that.
Don't try that at home. Might cause an incident.
Yeah, but you've got the light, so you can see everything.
And
It's
plus, you've got
fine.
the lawnmower 4.0. Sorry, you're not nicking anything. You're not cutting anything down there.
You got the dust bag. You got everything, mate. Honestly, it's the full package. Check it out at the last lap. Use the discount code last lap.
Yeah,
at manscaped.com for remind everyone again. What
20% off. Okay, and it's a nice little bundle as well. It's not just a lawnmower 4.0. You get a little ear one that you can like trim your hair with there, your nose as well.
And it's all together. You can like wrap it up nicely. Get some nice
Exactly.
wrapping paper.
Yeah, easy. Slap it in a box.
Yeah.
That's simple, mate.
Get some like Max Verstappen themed wrapping paper maybe if you want. If you're more of a Lewis Hamilton kind of guy, you could do
Yeah.
that. So, you know.
Maybe if you're fancying the Valtteri Bottas moustache style, but down there, then this is the one for you as well.
Get one of Valtteri's bucket hats, put it in there, and then tie it up. Boom.
Simple stuff.
2 gifts in one.
2 gifts.
Manscaped 4.0. Do it.
20% off. Go and check them out right now.
Done. All right, you lot, don't forget to give us a follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating. Trust me, it really does help us out. But talking of team driver relationship and talking of that, I mean, we had 2 kind of incidents at the end of the race, which for both Ferrari and Red Bull, which was quite interesting. It was almost the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, Perez not being let back past Verstappen and Leclerc, which we'll talk about first, really telling, like, please let me pass. Science.
I want to win.
Because he wants P2 in the Drivers' Championship, which obviously the only value P2 in the Drivers' Championship is to anyone is the driver.
Yeah, slightly better Wikipedia page, because if we're going to be totally honest, no one else cares.
No.
Yeah.
There is no commercial value to that. There is...
Bro, Leclerc was
nothing.
begging for that P3 like I was begging to come on this show. Like, he was...
Well, that worked. So
Yeah, exactly. See,
But it didn't work for sure.
yeah,
no.
unfortunately.
Yeah, something's interesting about. I don't know if that's an ego problem for Leclerc. I don't know why that bugged him so much.
Yeah, but
why,
he's pissed at the minute with that team.
He
And,
is.
like, fair enough.
I think he just feels like it's owed to him almost, because he feels like the second place should have been such a bare minimum for the season. That the fact that he's even fighting for it is ridiculous.
And then they put him on
itself.
intermediates in qualifying when everyone else is on slicks. And he's like,
God,
come on.
that pit stop.
Help me out,
I worked
team.
it out. By the time that pit stop had ended, he would have been on his flying lap.
imagine.
It's interesting strategy, lads. Interesting. Not the right one. But, you know, Ferrari, they do things a little bit different. One day it will pay off and they'll do one good strategy in like 2 seasons.
One of these strategies of
I think
2022.
he is the most pissed off driver this season for sure, by a country mile. Because as you said, how am I even fighting for P2?
Yeah.
Where did this happen? You know, I had how many poles? I had how many times was I leading a race? How many times, you know, did the strategy mess up? The pit stop mess up? And he must be the most pissed off guy this season, because not only did I lose the title, but it feels like I wasn't even in a title race.
Yeah, he's going to be
That's how it feels.
third
man.
in a 2-horse title race.
They-
You know what I mean?
Tottenham Hotspur is the
He's got some crazy
all get
like
behind that.
self-control because, like you said, he has had a lot of like, but obviously he's caused some of his own bad luck. But he's had a lot of problems from Ferrari this season, and he's only like he's had little bits of being annoyed, but he's never actually had a full like Alonso or Verstappen style kickoff on the radio or anything like that. He's been pretty. Like he's had little bits, but nothing massive. Like, you'd expect to be blowing up at him. You know what I mean? You expect like a big, what's going on? He's lost a lot because of them this season.
Well, again, I think there is a question around what kind of attitude do you need to. There was a quote from FX, who's like the head of. He's like the head engineer or something at Williams, and he was talking about Alex Albon and how like so his own like driver. And he's like Alex needs to be more like critical and harsh after the race with the team, and I think there is that degree of sometimes it comes across as a driver being a bit just of a diva, but you need that driver who's going to command what they want and what they need. And I think, you know, especially when you've got a Ferrari team that are so consistently kind of letting their side of the
bargain.
Yeah, exactly. And so no wonder he's annoyed. But do you think also Carlos is there to fight? He's there for the present and the future. So I don't know.
Leclerc needs to hold the L on this.
Should Ferrari have made them swap positions, basically? I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
Unless it benefits them. I can't figure out how.
You get the same constructors points, but just switch it around.
Right now, they go into the final round, level on points, Perez and Leclerc.
Leclerc is rubbing his hands together.
That's what I mean. Go in there, just drive better. You should beat Perez. If you deserve you deserve second, just beat Perez, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, so if they're on the same,
they're on equal points, but Perez is above for whatever reason. I've just seen it.
No, because imagine if that whole cost cap thing had deleted Max's current world championship, and for some reason not Perez's, because obviously they're both from they're both on the same.
That's
point.
wild. 2 seasons in a row, equal points towards the top.
That is mad.
Yeah, that is wild.
Well, as for Red Bull though, because obviously they had a similar thing.
Yeah.
So Perez let Max pass because Max had the quicker tyre to go and attack Alonso. Max wasn't able to pass Alonso, and then you heard on the radio after GP wasn't too happy with Max.
Yeah, no. So I mean, obviously, the obvious difference for anyone who's going to be like, well, how come you think Ferrari shouldn't have swapped, but you think Red Bull should have swapped? Verstappen was allowed to overtake Sergio to go and have a go at Alonso.
Not that he wouldn't have anyway,
but it was made easier. It was made a lot easier.
Yeah.
Sergio didn't fight it because of the deal that he would be let back through again at the end if Max then didn't overtake Alonso, which he obviously didn't do. But yeah, Max is what's his name again? He's a
Giampiero.
Great name, by the way.
But he's a proper Cockney as well.
Yeah.
He's got the least Italian.
Exactly. But he was basically obviously through sector 3 going no, Max, you need to let him through.
Yeah.
And Max responded saying, I've given my reasons and I stick to it. And obviously Red Bull, weren't too happy with that. Sergio didn't seem too happy. We saw him going into the media pen a second ago. And I wouldn't be either. The amount of times that Sergio's helped Max over the last 2 years.
Absolutely.
There's an argument that Max doesn't find it as easy. Certainly doesn't find it as easy winning the championship last season without Sergio Perez. He probably doesn't win the championship last season.
Well, without
Perez in the
Perez's defense.
Yeah, the defense.
Well, even before that, during the season, letting him through at various times.
Yeah.
Was it Turkey when Perez defended really well against Hamilton?
Yeah.
Turkey.
Perez has done bits over the last 12 months or so. He's been he's been the Bottas that they've been looking for years.
He's been the Bottas that's actually knows how to defend the position. So he's helped Max to a maiden drivers' championship. And then when it comes down to it, Max can't even just give a position.
For sixth place. Sixth place.
So
it's not much to ask, is it?
It doesn't matter to him. He's won the championship already.
Yeah, it's not much to ask, is it?
If Perez misses out now by say 1 or 2 points after next week, then it's going to be, that's going to be a lot more of a big deal.
Which again, not that it matters commercially, but it clearly matters to the driver.
Yeah.
So if your teammate wants that, and I mean, again, the only reason I can is because Max probably felt, well, even if the team didn't say anything, I would have overtaken him anyway because I was on much fresher tyres. That's the only reason I can think as to the logic that Max would be like, well, no, I was faster anyway, so I'm not going to give him the position.
That is the main one. But I suppose when that deal's already set up,
yeah, exactly.
The thing is, I'm sure Horner will care as well because he would love to see a Red Bull 1-2 in the championship, drivers' championship. Obviously, the constructors, what are they hitting? 700 points or whatever it is. They're smashing that completely. I don't get why Max has caused a problem in this situation now, because going into the next weekend, unless they hash it out over the week, it's just he's just caused himself a friction with Sergio that I thought they had a good relationship, and now this right here is going to make him think, hang on a minute, so what? That's what you're going to do for me after what I've done for you the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But what I will say is this the cutthroat, dickhead behaviour that sometimes...
I don't want to go that far, but this is a very Verstappen move.
Is this what someone who's going to win multiple world titles completely uncompromising? Is this the mentality that you actually need?
Gives me Alonso vibes, Alonso back in
vibes, honestly.
And I don't say dickhead in a bad way, because I think you need to be a bit of a dickhead.
But you have that dog in you, as they will say.
The dog in
the dog. Yeah,
just completely uncompromising. No, I'm taking every opportunity I can get. I'm playing the game.
I think Perez has learned a very, very valuable lesson this week. Definitely, because I think everything was a bit more pally until this weekend, and now he's seen Max do that to him. I think
For no reason either.
I think yeah,
That's the worst part.
thing.
That's the worst
For what
part, innit?
position? And you've won your championship, by the way, which I helped you win.
Yeah.
And now you want to, let me have my second place.
To be fair, even Schumacher like lifted off to let Barrichello win at Austria.
After he won the championship, he was always like pretty chill and he had a good relationship for it, wasn't he?
Max
Do
would
you
be
think
like,
coming into
absolutely
like
not.
since Sergio's coming into like his last few seasons now, maybe like, we don't know what he's thinking. You know, he might not care as much about keeping a good relationship with the team because he's planning on going off anyway. Like he's in his end of his career, isn't
I was
he?
about to ask, do you think that like that changes how Sergio will act with Max?
1,000%.
It
I'm
should,
telling you,
but I don't know if it
1,000%.
really will.
I feel like he's a consummate professional though, so maybe
Yeah.
it won't. That's the only thing with. So if it was,
I don't know.
most other drivers on the grid, if it was Esteban Ocon, finished.
Well, that's the thing.
Ocon that broke on turn one afterwards. He was just kept going.
But then Perez and Ocon kind of had a bad relationship towards the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
Once they had their first little scuffle, then it was like, all right, fine, this is what it is.
Yeah, true.
So I genuinely think that Perez, it could bode well for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix because I think Perez has got something to prove now.
Yeah, it's just not too much. That's what I just come back to. It's for sixth.
Yeah.
Like, just let
It
him
is
have the
what you
position.
described, though. It is that cutthroat
Yeah.
dickhead. Because for me, I see that as a non-athlete, very much so. I see that and go, that as much, because every time we've had like a journalist on, or anyone who's talked to a lot of the drivers, they've always said, yeah, Max is actually really likable. And I don't doubt that at all. I'm sure
no,
he's
not at all.
a fully nice bloke. He always seems
He
nice.
seems
in
very
interviews.
down to earth.
Yeah,
very real.
1,000%.
Normal, yeah.
It's just then when he's on the track, he does things every now and again that I feel like are a little bit unlikable. That being one of
Oh
them.
yeah, 100%.
And again,
Yeah.
you have to have that edge. You know,
When
if
I
you're gonna
used to
win
race,
championships,
like
but-
there was always a saying of like, there's no mates past the gate. So literally, once you're getting past the pit gate and you're on the track, it don't
Yeah.
matter.
Max isn't worried
That's
about
'cause we
being
were like, we were
thousand.
kids.
Oh, yeah, no, thousand, that's
we
what
used
it
to
is.
race. I raced from like 11 to 16, but all kids. We all literally all hang around in the pits, like school sort of vibes. Like
Yeah,
school.
yeah.
We get in the cars, mate. It's full contact racing. We're just going in there, smashing each other, like putting each other on the wall. We don't care. Come out. Your friends again. It doesn't. There's no obviously it's not a team sport anyway. But do you know what I mean? It's like you don't think about that stuff. And I guess it's Formula 1's obviously a bit more.
But I guess
higher
as
up than
well-
that, but
yeah.
same sort of vibe for racing.
It's
isn't
the
it?
politics of not only not letting Checo back through, but also like ignoring the team when there is a
there's
specific
layers.
kind
There
of
is layers
Yeah.
to something that seems a bit small, but you know, Perez lets him through first, clearly, right? So there's an instruction being made, and he's let him through, and now it's like, you know what? I'm not going to let him have his place back. He lost the place. It's my place to keep. But for what? Not for a title race. For what? For what? Not for, you know, well, not for the race win. Not for a championship. Not for a championship. Nothing like that.
It's a good impression.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It's mad.
Yeah, he's just set off a grenade there that he did not need to do.
But look, this is the attitude that he's not the only champion who's driven with that kind of
For fifth place.
complete, for
for
fifth
sixth,
place.
mate.
Sixth
Not even
place,
that.